And I know our panelists are ready. In fact, our moderator for this session has been waiting with bated breath because this is going to be literally her first ever session that she's going to chair at a convention. So let's give a huge round of applause to our moderator, our only lady moderator of the convention thus far. Can we please hear it from Hakan Agro DMCC? Let's hear it from Mrs. Berham Bachechi. We are all here in Turkey and truthfully speaking, talking about Sesame. Turkey is the seat of power of Ottoman Empire. For the last 6 centuries, it has been the hub of international trade. Should you go to the Grand Bazaar or the Egyptian Bazaar after the convention today, as the aromas of the spices will assail your senses, you will understand why Istanbul was the perfect destination for the world's first Sesame convention. There is something about Turkey that is just so absolutely beautiful. And that is why Turkey is also a country that has embraced Sesame in all its glory. And we have this very special discussion on understanding the value-added sesame industry of Turkey. In order to join Ms. Bachechi on the stage, I'd like to invite from Origin Agro Trade Limited, Mr. Alper Onel. Also inviting from Tunas and Chelikar Food Industry, do we have Mr. Hussein Chelik in the house? And finally, from Inshi Gida Sanai Tikaret Limited, Mr. Levant Bukinchik. So I think Mr. Alper Onel has not joined us yet. He might join it, he might join you right in between. Everyone, with this, I leave the session in the hands of Ms. Bachechi. Please pose a lot of questions on Slido. This is your final chance for interaction and engagement with our beautiful, amazing Turkish delegation that has been so warm towards the convention here in Istanbul. Let's give them a huge round of applause.
First of all, I would like to thank this great convention in Turkey and give me the opportunity to be part of this convention. It's my first time and I might be excited for this being a moderator, but I will do my best to give you more information about this. Yesterday we listened to very interesting presentations for the global supply and demand scenarios and new trends in health and nutrition segment where Sesame seeds play for important role as an ingredients. Today we are going to have some more presentations, and so I will introduce them briefly. First of all, we will start with Mr. Alper from Origin to talk about the Turkish market.
Yes, thank you again for organizing this great conference in Turkey, and thanks to participator to attend for our speech. First of all, I would like to give some information about our economic situation. Of course, this is not our main topic, but I need to give some information about our economy, because in 2018 and 2019 we faced some problem for economic situation. First of all, some economic and social indicators. I would like to underline and draw attention only one thing. Our export is record since last 100 years, and it reached 168.1 billion USD, which is supported by currency, strong dollar and euro. And this is our parity and currency graphic since 1 year. Turkey suffered major sell-off in August 2018, and which has lost 40% of its value against dollar, and it is spiraled to pressure on economic sector with foreign currency debt. So this is a really big problem with our currency in 2018, and it's reached more than 7.09 for against the Turkish lira, $1. This is first of all, I need to finish for economic situation. I am going a little more. This is interest rate trend in Turkey since 5 years. So Turkish lira depreciation and with high interest rate, it's created a very big problem in our market, and it creates to dampen consumption and investment, and people didn't take much position for their new investment in Turkey. And according to Development Bank report, private sector debt reduction and deleveraging means that recovery is slower than past crises. So in 2019, in July, and Turkish government decided to reduce policy rate, and they make from 24.5% to 19.75%. And we believe that if it's going to be start for giving the credit to our companies, and the sector is going to be well in the future. So we can return our main topic for Sesame seed. This is the graphic for our Turkish Sesame seed state. 1990. There are two things what I need to inform. 1990, Aegean and south of Turkey was not sowing area much, and mainly South Anatolian, which is the city of Şanlıurfa, was very famous to sowing area for sesame seed. And 2017, if you compare to 2017, and the main region is for sesame production area is Aegean 50% and 40% for south of Turkey, and mainly in south of Turkey, Adana and Antalya, and Aegean region, Uşak, Muğla, and Manisa. And others place, one of them is again Şanlıurfa, who was biggest sesame supply during the 1990s. Again, I return. Production of sesame seed in Turkey. Yes, we need to underline about this. During the 2000, farming area is around 500,000 hectares. At that time, due to yield, and it was produced around 23,000 metric tons. However, when we come to last 10 years, farming area is going to decrease 50%, and quantity was not changed much because of our yield was improving. So this is our production of sesame seed in Turkey. Now we need to talk about consumption in Turkey. I would like to give you some information about consumption. The statement footer shows us annual sesame production is around 17 to 20,000 metric tons. But our consumption is around 130,000 to 150,000 metric tons per year. And so Turkey is net importer for sesame seed. So Turkey is also, of course, not Turkey is not enough self-sufficient country in sesame seed. The main reason for this, why we are not going to be farming, because Turkey is one of the main country for agriculture during the 1990s, including all of the commodities like pulses, grain. What was the change for this? And because of some political situation, and government didn't support much for agriculture. For sesame seed, what I would like to tell you, labor cost is very high in Turkey, and also crop harvest is very difficult for sesame seed. This is one of the main reasons, that's why our farming area is going down day to day. Sesame, it is used for bakery and confectionery industry. If we talk about bakery, we traditional bagel for which is called simit. Most of sesame, small size sesame is going to be used for simit, and also you see the picture. This is takeaway on street food, and 65% of sesame seed is used for confectionery, mainly for tahina and helva. We have no sesame oil companies in Turkey because we are one of the biggest olive oil producer in the world, and so we don't. It's not famous to be used, consumed in our cooking for sesame oil. For small size, we separate a small and big size for sesame seed. And small size, what we accept, Chad, Maiduguri, part of Uganda, Guinea-Conakry, and Bolega, Ethiopia Bolega, and rest of them what we accept is big size, which is used for confectionery and some bakery like breads. So daily simit consumption, I would like to give some information about for small size. Daily simit consumption is around 2.5 million pieces every day. So this is mainly consumed in metropole cities like Istanbul, Izmir, and Ankara. And these people is in these cities doesn't have much time to take their breakfast, so that's why take away from street to be consumed at their office with cheese and tea. And it's very famous and common in Turkey. Also, one of the main consume area is for simit at schools. Our main season is winter season. By September, our season starts generally until end of May. And by June, July, August, our season off. And mainly, most of manufacturers are taking repair of their factory, and they have sent their staff to the holiday. Also, there is one important month for Turkey for sesame consumption, which is called Ramadan. This is most of important Muslim festival in Turkey. And top of the sale for sesame seed is in Ramadan, during the Ramadan. And there are around 100 millers in Turkey. How we can separate of this and 15 millers? Of course, 2-3 millers or more and less, because we cannot say exactly. Sometimes changes seasonal. And 15 millers, they are making more than 15 metric tons daily. And 25 millers is what they are doing, around 5 to 15 metric tons daily. And 60 millers, what they are doing, producing sesame seed daily, less than 5 metric tons. Local trading, I would like to give some information about local trading. Sesame's hub is Mersin port in Turkey, which handles 95% of import from Mersin, and there are many bonded warehousing, and it is whole sesame seed and trading by local traders. And recent years, by Syrian traders coming to market, competition is getting high in our market, and which is make happy to buyer end of day because they are getting a better price for them. And transit business, yes, our main transit business is going to be Iraq. However, last 3 years it was big violence in Iraq, and we lost our transit market because of especially Bashuka, which there were many manufacturers and millers was there. However, it was destroyed by some attack, and we lost these countries for our natural transit business from Mersin to Iraq. How market changed hand, I would like to say about this because India was one of the biggest supplier of whole sesame to Turkey. However, by 2014, Turkish government started They did want to support our local millers. That's why the decrease of the duty import for whole sesame seed and natural sesame seed. I would like to give information about this. End of 2014, duty of import for natural sesame seed, it came from 23.4% to 10%, and whole sesame seed was keeping at the same level, 23.4%. At the same time, equal of customs, $1,700 USD dollar per metric tons at customs, and at the same time, whole sesame was equal around $2,400. Then after that, 2017, duty was for natural again decreased by government. It came to 0% for tax, and another whole sesame seed came from 23.4% to 10%. Also, equal was changed as $1,200 for natural sesame seed, $1,600 for whole sesame seed. That's why now Turkey is also going to be grow for Haling market to the world. Maybe we are going to be one of the main competitor to Indian people, Indian seller. Can I take extra 5 minutes, because there are some things what I need to inform.
We don't have much time.
Really?
Yeah, two, 3
This must be only extra 5 minutes, please. Thank you.
Cannot.
Okay, Turkey, yeah, we have not much time. Turkey's sesame export, if you see sesame export from Turkey until 2016, natural sesame seed was, of course, was going. And natural of our local natural sesame seed was sold mainly to Japan market and some little bit to Greece. But after 2016, according to table, our Haling was ongoing, and more companies was investing for new factory. And 2017 and 18, our Haling is more than natural sesame seed. So this is our also we will give this presentation after conference. And Turkish sesame seed also is known one of the best quality in the world, which is called as golden sesame seed. Golden sesame seed, and also companies in Turkey have increased of their R&D, and they are making very good investment for Haling market, and our market is extension every day, and which is our main market. Our main market is CIS country, Middle East, and European countries. And also Turkey is getting competition with Lebanon and Israel for American market for tahini. And our quality is also started to talk in this market day to day. And also hummus consumption in America is going up every day. Okay. And I don't have much time, and this is sesame import of Turkey, and I need small information about this. Okay, Turkey is third biggest buyer of sesame seed after Japan and China, and mainly from Nigeria. And Chad is one of the new country for us, and as before, Chad sesame seed was coming through Nigerian ports, which is name of Maiduguri. But since 2 years, direct shipment from Chad to Turkey through Cameroon, Douala port, and increase every time. Okay, I am going to give result because some people want to hear about current situation about market. This is important. And price trend between, I give some details. This is the CNF price between 2015-2019, and I make a table instead of graphic, because table I would like to show something. This is very important. For example, 2016 April, Maiduguri jumped price around $200 suddenly, but however other products was ongoing and stable. This is the reason most of people remember all of them is player of sesame seed here. At that time, logistic problem and wireless neighbor between Chad and Maiduguri. That's why at that time, logistic problem, we didn't receive the Maiduguri for 4 months and 5 months. Price was upward another $550. and this price range. I will send you this presentation after that. Sesame outlook. Briefly, I would like to give information, but this is please don't take as advice for your position. This is only for my idea. And current stocks, full year was consumption is very less in Turkey, but import was not changed. I believe that kill stock will be higher this year from old crop to new season. On ground, 25,000, 30,000 metric tons on ground with miller and traders with their stocks. So price trend just by July, it started to talk about new crop. Price was a little bit going down, especially for my degree because this table, this is a little bit important. Yeah, this is the 2019 import, and look at the table, chalk is going very up, and people was scared to be shortage for chalk. That's why they took very big position, and I believe that chalk sesame is available right now and affect our local market right now because chalk sesame is being sold around 15, 80, $1,600. At the same time, big size is being sold $1,550, but normally price difference is always $100 between big size to my degree. Thank you very much for your unwavering thank you very much for your listening and joining this speech, and see you again in the near future. Thank you very much.
First of all, thanks so much for giving me a chance to be here with you, presenting my company to us and selling their food, and about value-added sesame products in Turkey. We are a family-based company, and as you can see, my father, Mr. Mustafa Sedik, and almost 60 years we are in the business for sesame seeds and confectionery production and sales domestically and internationally. We are the 3 generations working together in management and execution. The founder is my father, as I told Mr. Mustafa Sedik, who is 73 years old and still very active in the execution of our group of companies. He has started to do business late 1950s with sesame seeds and grains in Gaziantep, Kilis. Me also, I'm the general manager of Tunas Food Industry and executive of the other group of companies like Selidar Food, Turkana Food and Pasta Food. We are one of the biggest producers of value-added sesame products in Turkey. Almost 150 tons per day for all items like tahini, halwa, and jams and preserves and spreads too. We are producing and exporting tahini, sesame, halwa, jams and spreads, and importing commodity items, but mostly sesame seeds. We have been importing sesame seeds since 80s. I'm responsible for the internal marketing and for value-added sesame products such as halwa, tahini, and other stuffs. We have also one innovative product, which is prelva. We say halwa spreads for that one, which is very popular now. And we launched this product to the world. We have many awards regarding that items, halwa spreads. And we are one of the largest manufacturers in the world in the category of our products. Almost 50,000 square meters indoor and 30,000 square meters outdoor areas. We have gained good progress in production according to the ISO, HACCP, kosher, FDA, and we have BRC too. We have, as I told you before, we have halwa, jams, preserves, spreads, molasses, honey, hazelnut chocolate spreads, and halwa spreads, etc. So we have lots of customers in Turkey, and we are one of the biggest private label producers in Turkey for the chains, like Beam, A101, SOC, Metro, TI. And we export our products to all over the world, almost 6 countries. Australia, Asia, Europe, Africa, North Africa, South America, North America. And we are the market leader in the US in ethnic international markets. We are selling mostly tahini and preserves to the US market. We have our own warehouses in West Coast and East Coast. We have also our own sales team in the US. Our customers are mostly hummus producers in the US. As I told before, hummus is getting very popular in North America. So our multi-channel Sesame Seeds operations is about 15 to 20,000 tons total import of Turkey, which is like between 20 to 25,000 tons per year Sesame seed importing. We are. And distribution of natural sesame seeds to domestic buyers in Turkey, haling, drying, roasting and sesame at our plants, supply halal sesame to food service and retail in Turkey and abroad, production of sesame paste, tahini, which we are the leader in Turkey, almost we have the capacity of 80 tons per day, and supply sesame paste to food service and retail in Turkey and abroad. Produce handmade halwa tahini. We still make halwa with hands. Handmade tahini, handmade halwa we are doing in the factory. We have also easy access to entering emerging destination markets. We have the advantage of geographical advantage of logistics, which we are in Turkey and we are almost in the center of the world. And we have also, as a Turkish market, we have young and skilled manpower, which is very important. And we have reasonable cost of operations. That's all about our company. And now I want to show you also how we produce, for making tahini and for sesame. I just want to give you a small video, like 2 minutes, if you take it off them. Yeah. This is our factory in Gaziantep. We still use the modern production and old-fashioned production both. Some customers are happy with the traditional one, and some customers are asking different source of production. This is the traditional one with water. Roasting and drying. And this is crushing sesame to make tahini. This is the tahini.
evening.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to me, and have a wonderful day and days in Istanbul. Bye.
Teşekkürler Hüseyin. Güzel konuştuğunuz için. Şimdi Levent senin sunumunu alacağız. Now we will listen to Levent from İncegül'den.
Hello everybody, it's Mr. Levent from İncegül'den. We are the supplier of the tahini and halk sesame and bakery foods in Turkey. Our history is in here, as you see. We founded our company in 1980, and we started with the cube sugar factory in Turkey and selling with the markets with our brands. After the 1996, we started the tahini business and halk sesame seed also in Turkey, and we start with the nearly 5 ton in a day. Right now we are working nearly 30 ton in a day, and we are selling to Europe and also Russia, to our halk sesame and tahini also. We are making, as you see in here, halk sesame and also sesame for the baguette. As we talked with Mr. Alper, we are using too much simit. Name of the bakery is the simit. Every day, every lunch, dinner, somebody is looking at, and like also house and cars they are eating. You can see in the Istanbul, in the way, for example. In traffic, they are choosing it. And also we are making tahini. We are the most popular foods in Turkey. We are eating with molasses, and at the Ramadan we are consuming too much in here. We are supplying our sesame seed to consumers, producer of simit, every day, because they have to be tested as soon as possible. We will test. It will be 2 days, 3 days later you can eat it. It's not same tasting. And also we are sending our tahini with trucks, with chrome, because the hygiene is the most important thing for us. I will be will be a little slow, because we haven't got time. Thank you for everything. We will be start with your questions. Thank you.
Teşekkürler Levent. Thank you. Now I will have few questions to the panelists, and then we will get some questions from the floor. Now my first question will go to Hüseyin. Being one of the biggest factories and main players in Turkey, what are the main challenges for you?
In Turkey, the most important thing is, I think, for our market is price, due to income of the people. But now recently it's changing, the market is changing, and now new items, new products is coming, and they need different innovative products for our sector also. But as we can see, the world is changing with the new style of life and media, which is very popular now. Everybody is looking to Instagram, Facebook, or social media, and they need new items, new products, and they just want to go out from traditional one to modern channel. I think the most important challenge for us is the price. That's why Turkey is not buying too much sesame from Ethiopia due to high prices in Ethiopia. As I know, I think it was like 15, 20 years ago. We have been buying lots of sesame from Ethiopia because the prices was almost same with the others. But now, not too much imported from Ethiopia due to internal market challenge.
Yes. Now I have the questions for I think one of you can answer. I just want to ask, volume of the tahina market in US and Europe is increasing every year. Processors in countries like Lebanon, Israel are actively participating in this trade. Just want to know how much is Turkey contributing to this trade and future prospects for the tahini exports.
Hello. Thank you very much for your question, Subhashiji. Of course, consumption of hummus is going up, and I already mentioned in my speech, in United States mainly, and also some European countries. Turkey became one of the key players for tahini recent years because of, I told you in my speech also, they have investment for R&D, research and development for their system. So we are going to be one of the main suppliers for tahina to Middle East, United States and European countries. I believe that in the future we will grow up for these products, and Turkey will be one of the main suppliers for these products like Lebanon and Israel. This is one of the main expectations for future. Yes. I also.
Also, we can say about it, this year we changed our tariffs in custom in Turkey. Also, we can't consume our products in outside of the export, right? And when we are selling our products in other countries, our cost is too much for the markets. After the government regulation on the tariffs, I think next year, this year, we will be workable on the market. When the new process with other countries will start, we can be solve this problem. I think also we will be a player in the world for tahini because the third consumer in Turkey, right? Thank you.
Also, tahini is getting very popular in USA. We are in the US market now, and due to hummus demands, and hummus is getting very popular too, like yogurt or like gyro, which we call doner, they call gyro. And, it's getting very popular, but there is no enough production facility in US for tahini. There are a few small factories, and now I think some big companies they want to do the production in the US due to some health issues and certification problems. But still, we are the biggest exporter to US with Israel. Israel has more chance than Turkey because we have custom duty in the US and which they don't have. That's why I think Turkey is getting very big producer in the US. Turkish companies will be producing that.
Thank you. Now we have one question from the floor. The import quantity into Turkey is increasing despite you're not exporting and economics issues. Is sesame consumption is going up as it's cheaper to alternatives? Mr. Alper.
Yes, import quantity is going up day to day and increasing, and also consumption is going up. However, our export is going up for honey last 2 years after investment by manufacturer in Turkey, and this is one of the main reasons for our increase of export. And also tahini export is going up. When I told a few minutes ago for getting better quality to be told in this market. Alternative products, of course, in everywhere. And if you talk about alternative products to tahin and helva, there are some pistachio paste or something others. But we believe that also small city consumption is going up, and there are so many new stores on the corner opening in metropole cities, and consumption in small size is going up quickly.
Thank you. We have another question.
Onu soracaktım.
How big is the global tahini market and how much is Turkey's share in it? Maybe Hüseyin can
Yeah. The tahini market, as I told before, is growing all over the world, not only in Turkey, US. It's growing in Brazil, Europe, all over Europe, and Middle East also, because it's healthy and it's good for body and for the kids and the stomach. So it's healthy and it's growing in all over the world. And Turkey has almost, as I believe, like 50% of the shares in the world, and the others like Israel and the Middle Eastern countries like Lebanese or Jordan, etc.
Thank you.
Normal zaten.
Türklerden soru yok mu? Soru alalım Türkçe. Selçuk Bey, Deli Bey.
Yani isterseniz şöyle bir Türkçe konuşalım istedik. Ben bazı arkadaşlar, sorry for speaking Turkish, because there are some Turkish attendees and they need to hear about what we are talking and they don't know English yet maybe. So Türkiye için konuştuğumuz şey, yani Türk tahin sektörümüz için konuştuğumuz şeylerin başında tahin geliyor. Tahin en büyük bizim ihracat kalemimiz yurt dışı için, Türkiye üretim için. Eğer niyeti olanlar varsa yurt dışında herhangi bir Avrupa ülkesinde, Amerika'da, Avustralya'da tahin gerçekten çok popüler oldu. Orada yatırımı, üretim düşünmelerinde fayda var. Benim naçizane fikrim budur yani.
Actually, also I want to say something about this conference. Actually, it's the really small places. They are the Sesame seed buyers and sellers. We are not too big company, and also we are the finding supplier in here. We can also say something about the buyers and sellers. When we buying our products, we are not looking just prices. The quality also have to be good for all buyers. If you will build the good quality, you will be find the next step, third step. You will be sell your products easily. If you will build the standard quality, you will be build it. You will sure it, you will win it. You will win many supplier, many buyer. If you will be, your brand will be going up, we have to do it. Always we are talking about it in last 2 days, right? This is well. Thank you.
Hüseyin.
Also, I'd like to add something about, especially we saw some problem about small size. As brokerage, we are one of the player of in this market as brokerage, and we need to manage both of sides, as buyer and seller side. Because sometimes we receive some complaints from our buyers, especially for small size. My degree, I told you that my degree came from Nigeria. Last 6-7 years. Last 2 years increased to be export directly from Chad to Turkey to Cameroon. However, when we received cargo from Chad directly from Chad, we didn't see any complaints from our buyers. But last 3 years, especially from Nigeria, what we received my degree, and many complaints come from our buyers as big size. This is a very important case because people in Turkey, the manufacturer in Turkey is very sensitive about this case. If you make any mixed cargo in big size and small size together, it is not easy to be hauled at the same time. This is one of the reasons. And second thing, wholesale market in metropole cities, they are very sensitive to receive unique size for small size of sesame seed. Just I would like to request from our supplier who ship from Nigeria to Turkey should be much more careful for shipment.
We are getting so many questions. There is one question for Hussein. Why does Turkey want cheapest prices for the best quality of sesame seeds?
Actually, this question is very popular. All exporters all over the world, they ask the same question to Turkish importers. Why Turkey asks for the cheapest sesame seeds and the best quality? I don't know, I think this is a tradition. And in our region, everybody's asking the same question. And probably due to economical situation of Turkey, and maybe we don't have enough GPD, or this is a tradition, I think. Also in USA, if you see the USA and or other countries, yes, they don't ask too much discount or cheap prices, but at the end of the day, you earn the same profit. You get the same profit, America and Turkey, because they ask too many things in front of the business. They ask too many things from you, and you lose money. And for certification, for this one, that one, Turkey is easier market, I think. And I think the other question, can I reply now? Time? This one. No. What measures can you take? Yeah, everybody, some exporters, they are asking defaulting problems in Turkey.
Mr. Hussein, I think this is the question, but I need to answer it because you overall I should reply. This question is very, how can I accept this question, because Turkey lost its confidence because of some default problems. Yes, there were some problems when price fluctuation was happening. However, we cannot talk all over Turkish market. In everywhere in the world, whenever you go to any place, you can find some default problem. You can find some defaulters from any market, even European markets, even United States, whatever. Because I am also doing grain and pulse business. We are facing some problem from abroad. Yes, some of companies trading costs was taking some advance payment and 10 to 20%, especially the last 2 years. And of course, some of customers who is one of the reliable people in Turkey, and we cannot, as brokerage, I cannot request any advance payment from companies. Yes, but there is some issue in everywhere for default.
Thank you. There is one more question. What are the quality specification for Turkish market, we can say?
I think yes, this is standard quality mainly because if you check our import table, Turkey is buying mainly from Nigeria and mainly big size of sesame seed like Benue, Auchi and Kano. If you check their specification, this is quality is standard quality, 98.2 quality. If they don't give extra payment for cleaning like 99.1 quality. This is our main quality. Mr. Hussein already mentioned about Turkish market. Turkey is not buying much quantity from Ethiopia, which is one of the best quality in the world, but the price is always expensive than other products. And millers in Turkey have set up for the quality standard by Nigerian sesame seed, mainly Auchi, Kano, Benue, and also Maiduguri.
Thank you very much.
Well, everyone, let's have a round of applause. A big thank you going out to all our panelists here. And thank you so much, Mrs. Bechichi. That was amazing. Everyone, with this, as I request you to present a memento to each one of our panelists up here. Let's start with a memento for Mr. Alper Onal. I request Ms. Bechichi to please present it to Mr. Alper Onal. Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us in the hall. We have one final presentation coming up, and after that, for all the people who were not there, there is one group photo that we need to click of all our convention guests here. A big thank you to Mr. Hussain Chelik. And finally, thank you to Mr. Levant Bukinche for his time on the stage. I would request Mr. Sanjeev Sharma of OLM International to please join us on the stage to present a memento to our chairperson of this session, Mrs. Beham Bachechi. Everyone, can I request you to please step forward for a group picture? Please, sir. And we've got a memento for ma'am as well.